Welcome to the Bald Baker. On today's episode, we're going to be making Christmas cookies. So, let's get on our hat. Who doesn't love a delicious chocolate chip cookie? And that's what we're going to be making today, plastic chocolate chip cookies. You want to start off by preheating your oven to 375 degrees, okay? And then assemble all your ingredients. I've already taken the liberty of pre-measuring it, most of the ingredients. As you can see, we're going to need 1 stick of butter, softened. What I like to do is have it sitting in a glass bowl on top of the oven as it preheats. This way it'll be ready. Through the magic of television, we've already softened it and it's already in, okay? You're going to need 3/4 of a cup of white sugar, 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Notice, brown sugar should always be packed in your measuring cups, okay? That's why they look differently. For your dry ingredients, you're going to need 2 1/4 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and then you just want to set this aside. I like to stir in everything because I like it evenly blended. Okay, so we're going to use our KitchenAid Professional 5+ Series mixer. KitchenAid is one of our sponsors today. And I like to beat the butter a little bit first before I add in my sugar, eggs, and vanilla. Alright, so I'm going to break up my sugar. I'm going to get this butter nice and creamy. Okay, and then we're going to need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Some people will tell you that you don't need vanilla, but I disagree. It's not optional. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, so we're going to get that going. Now, one thing I like to note is that the recipe calls for 2 cups of chocolate chips. And you're probably thinking, 2 cups is 16 ounces. But I will let you know that 2 cups is actually 12 ounces of chocolate chip cookies. Chocolate chip morsels. Okay? I guess now we're ready to add in our eggs. If you notice, 1 hand. That's looking really good. Because I like to have everything perfectly blended, I'm just going to turn this off for a quick second, scrape the sides. Another one of our sponsors is XOXO spatulas. You can find these at Targets near you. And I happen to have a Target very close to me, so I'm fortunate. Okay, I'm going to get that going again a little bit more. And now, we're going to gradually add in our dry ingredients. I'll have you know that I'm doing this in 1 take for a live studio audience. Say hello to your camera. Hi! Okay. And now we're going to increase this a little bit, and we're just going to gradually Let this get mixed in. Want to come in for a tighter shot? Great, thank you. I'm using a new camera woman today. My regular camera woman is gone. A little bit more. And then when we add the chocolate chips, we can just stir them in. So I'll stir them in with the spatula. Last one. I like to keep a tidy workspace. Alright, real quick, we'll just make sure all the ingredients are in there good. One more scraping of the walls of the bowl. KitchenAid does a nice job of blending things perfectly, but why not make sure it's as blended as well as can be. Okay, we'll do one more pass. Oh yeah. You should always keep small children away from the KitchenAid Professional series as well as your home models. Little fingers can get mangled. Alright, we're good. We're going to lower it down. We're going to detach. And move this out of the way. Now we're going to make sure that we clean our mixing blade very well. If you leave stuff on the blade, you're really leaving cookies in the bowl. And I don't believe in doing that, so. And at this point, make sure your hands are clean before starting. That's, in COVID times now, that shouldn't have to even be said, but I went ahead and said it anyway, because some people just don't wash. Okay. And now, scrape it down the bowl real good. That's why you need a nice, good, sturdy, one-piece spatula. Because if you try using one of these, what can happen is you lose your spatula, okay? This is good for like cake mixes and stuff. It's soft and flexible, okay? Now, if you don't believe me, just watch. We're gonna do 2 cups of chocolate chips. All right, there's 1, and there's 2. I wouldn't lie to you, folks. Okay, and now we're just going to stir in your chocolate chips. Now, some people have fancy gadgets to put their cookies onto their cookie trays, okay? But for me, I like to do it old school and use the 2-spoon technique. Okay, so this is just about mixed. A couple more. This will give you a good workout, especially under these hot studio lights. Okay. One thing you can do is, especially, and I should have thought of this a little earlier, but you could always leave a little bit high here on the bowl. If you have dogs, dogs will love these cookies, but you can't give them chocolate. So you just leave a little better. That's what happens when you're in front of a live studio audience. People will cough. I swear to God, it doesn't make a difference. How many times you tell the damn people in the audience to be quiet, you're always going to get a cougher. Sorry, folks. That's my cameraman laughing at me. Again, she's a substitute. I don't recognize this woman. Okay, now, I like air bake products, so this is an air bake type of cookie sheet. Okay. And forgive me, but I have to get my 2 spoons. So, an ungreased cookie sheet. What I like to do is take a spoon like this, and then just do like that, okay? 1 teaspoon, down, done. And you always want to leave space for the cookies to expand, okay? So, you know, it's not a race. You don't have to rush to get your cookies done, okay? So, and I don't really count to see how many I'm going to have. Okay, I'm going to space these out liberally. We're using a new oven. This is our new studio this year. So we don't really know how these cookies are going to come out, if the oven cooks evenly, front to back. I decided to use the middle rack of the oven. And the recipe says 9 to 11 minutes. So we're going to start off with 9 and see how they turn out, okay? Some people like crispier cookies. Some people like chewier cookies. There we go. Okay. Cougher. Okay. I like them a little crispy on the outside and soft and chewy in the middle. So I'm going to do 12 cookies on this particular sheet. Okay? We'll see how they come out. We're not expecting people for Christmas other than Santa Claus. So we don't need to make a double batch or anything crazy. Okay? We can always make more cookies if we need it. Alright, so now we're going to take our cookies with the lip side in the front so you can easily grab them. And we're going to place them into our preheated oven. And we'll set the timer for 9 minutes. And we will start. And when we come back, we'll have chocolate chip cookies. In the meantime, you can get your cooling rack ready. And our third sponsor is Oneida. I like Oneida products. They have a nice firm spatula bottom for removing your cookies from the tray. And thanks, folks. This has been the Bald Baker. Welcome back. We actually let them go for an additional 2 more minutes because they weren't golden as I would like them. So this is 11 minutes in the oven. And now I just have another cookie sheet here upside down. And I'm going to move my cooling rack over. Make sure you have a They smell delicious. If you hear little tapping sounds, that's Max circling around because he smells the cookies. He's having fond memories of chocolate chips from last year, I'm sure, without the chocolate chips for the dogs. And then I just like to get any extra little crumbs scraped off my baking sheet. Okay. Just be careful here because you can burn yourself. And then we're going to do the same thing all over again. I think I'm going to make the next ones a little bit smaller. Maybe I'll be able to get 16 on per sheet. So we're going to let these cool just for a second. Oh, the hell with it. Santa is sure to be happy with these cookies. Oh. That sounds a lot like Santa, doesn't it? Until next time, friends.